Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We are continuing dictionaries and in this part 2, we will be finalizing the lecture. As I've mentioned in part 1, make sure to be taking notes and following along in your own coding editor. I will be using Sublime Text, a beginner-friendly coding editor, great for those who are just starting out. Alright, but let's jump right in. So in part 1, we talked about key-value pairs and how to implement them. But when you no longer need a piece of data in a dictionary, you need to implement a different kind of statement. Let's get into the code and see what I mean in action. So the first step is to create a dictionary that we could work with. Let's call this one student ID. We did a similar example in part 1. Let's put in some information, right? So let's put in the ID. And we'll give this a random ID number. So let's give it 1175446. Next, let's give these students information. So let's just put the first and last name. In this example, we're just going to name her Ariana Lane. And let's add a last key value pair. And for this one, we'll do age. I'm going to randomly put a number here, 25. All right, very quickly, let's print this out so we know what we're working with. So here we have our dictionary. We have our first key value pair, our second, and our third. Now let's say that we want to delete the key value pair for age. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in a delete statement, which is just a simple del. Next thing we're going to do is call in the dictionary that we want to delete the information from. And in square brackets, we're going to put the key that we want to delete. And what the program is going to do is it's going to delete the key along with its value. Let's go ahead and let's print that out so we see the results. Now you see that we have the first key and the second key, but the third key has been deleted. So this is our updated dictionary. I put up a format guide for the delete statement. The first thing you want to do is create your dictionary and have your first element followed by its value, and then your second element. Then you want to call in that delete statement followed by the name of the dictionary. In this example, it's literally just dictionary. And in square brackets, you want to put in that key value pair that you want gone from inside the dictionary. In this case, let's say we want to delete element 1 from the dictionary. Now what's going to happen is element 1 followed by the number 1 is going to be deleted because it's a key value pair. You can also use a dictionary to store one kind of information about many objects. This is great for organizing data under one theme. Let's go ahead and let's look at this in code. We're going to create a simple poll that is going to store a group of computer science students' response to one question. What is their favorite coding language? Let's go ahead and let's create the dictionary for it. So we have favorite language. We're going to put a curly bracket and we're going to press the enter button and write in the information within that curly bracket. But this is the style that we're going to write it in. And it's the exact same concept. It's that we're going to change the way that we're formatting it. So let's give some examples. Let's use Ariana again. And we'll put that Ariana's favorite programming language is Python, followed by a colon to divide the next key value pair. So the curly bracket has to also be right under that list. So not in the first line, but if you press tabs, it'll be in the second line. Give an example here. There you go. Let's very quickly print this out. So we see our poll right here. Let's go ahead and let's compose a message. So we're going to assign a variable. The variable is going to be called language. And we're going to call in that dictionary followed by square brackets. And we want to pull out, let's say, Daniel's favorite coding language, right? So we're going to put Daniel within that. And I'm just going to put the .upper method. And now let's compose a message using that variable, right? So we're going to have to use the f string. And we're going to put Daniel's favorite language is, and let's go ahead and put those curly brackets and call in that variable. Put a little exclamation point right there, and let's print out the message. Daniel's favorite language is Ruby. So what this uppercase method did is it capitalized the value associated with the key Daniel. So when it prints out, we can see Daniel's favorite language is Ruby. Now, when is it useful to store this kind of information in this format? Well, it's useful when you're creating a survey poll, or maybe a glossary, or a legitimate dictionary, or when you're storing clients under one specific category. This is going to help you organize your data more efficiently. Now let's look into looping through dictionaries. When you're dealing with a handful or more of key value pairs, right, within a dictionary, you're going to find that looping through them is going to be more efficient in grabbing the data that you need in a shorter amount of time. Now, because a dictionary can contain large amounts of data, Python lets you loop through a dictionary in different formats and in different ways. And in the last part of our video, we're going to go ahead and explain the 4 different ways that Python allows you to loop through dictionaries. The first example we're going to see is how to loop through all key value pairs. The second one is how to loop through all keys. The third one is how to loop through all values. And the fourth one is looping through keys in order. And this means in the designated order that you choose. Let's look at an example for number 1. Now let's imagine that this dictionary is storing a user's information for a website, so a user's account. So we'll have the username, their first name, and their last name. In this example, I'm using my own username. To get all the information within this dictionary, what we'll do is we'll use a for loop to bring this information out. So we'll do for key value in user underscore 0, which is our dictionary's name, dot items. This items method is going to bring out all the information within this dictionary. And we're going to print it out as key. And it's going to be a sent key because we already have this right here. These two are together. And then we're going to print out the value. And the value is right here. Now you don't have to write this as key value. You can change it to whatever you'd like. So for example, if you want the key to be known as information, right, you can put for info in, and instead of value, you can put user. So you could put for info in user, for info user in user underscore 0 dot items. And what you do instead is you'll change what's inside these brackets right here. So let's see how it runs. So we're going to pay attention to this upper part right here. You'll see that our first key is going to print out the username, and its value is ampersand, just as it's written here. And the key, the first name, which is our second key, and its value amber. And we have our last key, which is last name, and its value sun. And as you can see, the for loop statement here is printing out all the key value pairs in an organized manner. We're going to go ahead and look at a different example here. We're going to use the same example that we did previously. So for favorite languages, simple poll. We have the key value pairs right here. Now what we'll do is we'll put for name language in favorite underscore language, which is our dictionary names dot items method. We want to print out in our survey curly brackets name, which is our key right here. This is just a dot title method, so we're capitalizing the first letter. Favorite language is and language, which is the value. Now I want you to notice that these two things right here are the exact same thing. They're just written in different names for their associated dictionary. This right here represents the key, and this right here represents the value. And it's divided by this comma right here. So if we see the output of this code, we'll see that it does the exact same thing as the first program. In our survey, Sam's favorite language is Python. In our survey, Kelly's favorite language is Java, so on and so forth. You have their key, and you have their value. Except this time, we've written it in a string format. We composed it as a message. Okay, so let's loop through the favorite language dictionaries and print the names of everyone who took the poll, right? So here we have our dictionary, and basically to print out just the names, we're going to have to print out just the key in the key value pairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to put for name in favorite languages.keys method, and then we're going to go ahead and print out the name, which the name is going to stand for all the keys. And we're going to use title method so that all the names come out printed with the first letter capitalized. So let's see that first. So our .keys method printed out all the keys in the key value pairs within the dictionary favorite language. So we have all the names of the people who participated in the poll. So we have Sam, Kelly, Bina, and Megan. We can also do this exact same method except using values to just print out the value pairs inside the dictionary. And we'll see that right here. So we have for language because language is the one that's going to represent our values in favorite language.values. Print out language. So here we have all of our values printed out. We have Python, Java, JavaScript, and Python again, and in the order that it was written in the dictionary. So this is how you print out the keys and how you print out the values separately. Now let's look at looping through dictionaries in a particular order. In this example, we're going to be displaying our key value pairs within the favorite language dictionary in ABC order. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put for name, it's going to represent our key, in sorted favorite language.keys. We're going to print out the following message. Thank you for taking the poll. Now by wrapping the sorted method around our keys method and around our dictionary, it's going to print out the names of the keys in alphabetical order. So what our message is we're displaying everyone's name and thanking them for participating in the poll. So you'll see that the sorted method just prints out the keys in alphabetical order. So Bina, because it starts with B, is going to go first, then Kelly, Megan, and Sam. Alongside is the thank you message. We can also wrap the sorted message around the value pairs. So let's do that, and let's go ahead and display a different message for the value pairs. We're going to change the message to this language is the best. So now we have printed out our values along with the message that we composed. So Java is the best, JavaScript is the best, Python is the best, and Python is the best. And it did this in ABC order. And we are done with our episode on dictionaries with Python3. I personally want to thank everyone who has taken the time to watch part 1 and part 2 of this dictionary episode. I hope that you guys found it super useful and that you guys can subscribe and tune in to more upcoming videos that I have on my easy beginner-friendly Code With Me series using Python 3. I absolutely enjoy teaching beginner-friendly programming. I find it so fun and so thrilling to be able to be a part of your journey, and I'm super thankful to have you guys watch these videos. And I hope to hear more from you guys, your opinions. What do you think I should teach next in the comment section below? As I said previously, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to click that bell button so you can get notified on all my upcoming episodes. Bye guys!